In 21st century Britain, what it means to be a man or a woman is changing.
I feel like my gender is 70% female.
I'd probably say that I was gender fluid.
So many people say to me, I have no clue what you are.
It's never been more confusing to be young, free, and single.
There is a man and there is a woman. That's what we've always known. Maybe this is like just another hype, you know, if you want to be a gluten-free or whatnot.
Tranny road trip.
Wow!
To those people who say that we don't exist, I'm right f***ing here.
11 strangers have come together for 1 week.
Are you a woman then?
I identify as a woman, yeah.
Each has strong views about gender and sexuality.
I just got fanny flutters.
For me, like, a male is someone who has a penis and a woman is someone who has a vagina, and that is it.
You're an absolute dick.
Will living together split them apart?
Don't come close to me! Guys, stop!
Don't get that violent, that quick for no reason.
Or could it bring them closer together?
I didn't know what was going on. Like, this experience has like turned me into a lesbian.
I am so excited for tonight.
After 5 days together, the housemates have confronted their differences.
Men have penises and women have vaginas, and that is it. That is it.
I'm a woman, take it or leave it, all right?
Are you straight?
Last time I checked, yeah.
The identity of one of the group has come into question. And a celebratory night out that began with romance ended in a violent argument.
Don't even come close to me.
Don't start getting aggressive.
Don't come close to me. Guys, stop!
Did you say to Filomena that Romario was trans?
We spoke about stuff because him and Filomena have kissed.
I can't take the drama anymore. Oh my God.
Last night, Marcus revealed to Filomena that Romario is a trans man. She was unaware of his past, and now the house must deal with the fallout.
Oh dear. Oh, today's going to be a horrible day.
Did you resolve anything?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay, so this is what I was...
You know what I'm like? I want to get everything done there and then, like...
It's so important for him to build relationships, and I feel like he was building that relationship. I don't feel like you took that right away from him.
No, I did.
If
you wanted to look at it in the bigger picture, I obviously did. But to be honest, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm thinking anymore. I just had enough.
Maybe I didn't help the situation last night because obviously I outed Romario. But that reaction was, there's obviously some deep-rooted issues for you to flip that quick and come for me the way you did.
I got really upset and passionate about hearing Marcus outside of the club outing me without my consent. I think what was going through my mind the whole time was just the loss of this friendship. Like, you've just obliterated, potentially, my friendship with Filomena. I'm not sure how she feels. I'm a little bit nervous and on edge about it.
A week ago, Filomena had never met a person who was trans before. Last night, she discovered that the man she kissed was born with a woman's body.
I grew up in a household where I've only ever known that there are men and there are women. So now I'm very, very confused with the whole gender thing. I still don't understand how someone born male can feel like a female.
You okay, Dale?
Yeah, it's just... Last night, I do feel like I overreacted, but in the same way, I want to say
I don't. I think you were well in your right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
There you go.
when Howie told me that he was trans, nothing in life shocks me anymore. That fucking shocked me because he was so believable. I would never have had a clue. So when that happened, that's why I was It's not angry, it was just perplexed, intrigued.
Intrigued.
I wanted to know, like, I was like, well, why, how, what? Like, just couldn't believe it.
I feel like I'm almost losing myself because I came in here with all these beliefs. Like in my head, I'm like, men are this, women are this, men have different brains. I have all these beliefs, and I come in here and I meet all these other people, and I'm just like, what I believe, is that even right? Like, it's like I'm just losing myself. I don't know.
But last night wasn't all about Romario and Filomena.
Come out modeling, wow.
Morning.
You're feeding yourself.
Why do you look so good?
Because I slept in my makeup.
24-year-old Brooke naturally started transitioning from male to female 10 years ago. A rare condition meant she developed breasts while keeping her male genitalia.
I'm not an average woman. I am, by definition, a trans woman. My body just decided to transition itself. I didn't have to really aid it much.
What did you do?
I ordered like a double vodka and a Jaeger bomb, and she was like, well, it's 5 Jaeger bombs for £5.
I can't believe
Jesus
this.
Christ. Okay. The first guy that I started talking to, like, I was being really, really flirty with him, and I told him that I just wanted to make out with someone. But he had baggage. He was like, oh, I have a girlfriend, but I really like you. But I was like, oh, I've only got like 20 minutes left in here, and this is gonna take too long. So I said to him, I was like, do you have any other single friends? And he was like, yeah, that one over there. And he was even fitter, so I was like, great. If you're on a night out and you're with your friends and you're having a drink and a guy comes over and you dance and you kiss, whatever, it makes you feel amazing. It makes you feel like you're on cloud nine and you feel so beautiful, like any girl does. Yeah, we were talking for ages, and then it was when we were saying goodbye. Yeah, I was like, sod it, let's just go for it. Kiss on the cheek, kiss on the cheek, and then while you're still holding each other, then like, I live as a woman. I'd never sleep with a guy without telling him that I'm trans. I'd definitely kiss him because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to throw yourself on me to kiss me, like, at your own risk. I found that, like, 99.9% of straight men are more than happy sleeping with a transgendered person. They are more than happy. Most actually like it.
Morning, I'm making you breakfast.
Morning.
I've left my laptop in your room, I'll just get it later.
You were cosy last night, weren't you? If I met a girl on a night out and I took her home and then we're in bed and I went to go down, you know what I mean, and she had a penis, then I'd be like, no, that's it for me, I can't go any further. But if she was to have the full transgender change, then I suppose there shouldn't really be a problem with it. At the end of the day, she's a woman, isn't she? So, but no, I'd have to be in the situation before I could make that decision, to be honest.
My beard's not growing through my foundation. Dating for me is hard. I just don't know how to work around it. Because I know what I look like, and I know I have male features, you know, I've got a really dominant Adam's apple.
At 19, Charlie is the youngest member of the house.
Too much? Bit too much. What surgeries is it that you want? So, the first surgery I want is the brow bone, then my Adam's apple removal. I will have probably some lip enhancement, and then, like, obviously the rhinoplasty. Because, like, I feel like you'll pick on it because, like, it's masculine or whatever, but then the thought process to me as well is, like, I'll have a certain image of, like, what I want to portray in the way I look. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just the pressure of, like, our generation as well, like Instagram and everything. Yeah. Like, oh my God. Having that and having that trans on top of that is huge. It's always just, like, very sensitive to me. Yeah. Sorry. Don't cry at me. I'm just so exhausted of it, do you know what I mean? I'm completely proud of being transgender, you know. It's nothing that I would ever not tell anyone or lie about, but I know that people think, you know, is that a guy or a girl? And I don't want that. I want people to think, you know, that's 100% female.
Hello.
What's your name?
It's Charlie.
Charlie. Are you on holiday?
Yeah.
I always remember around the age of like 6 or 7, how I'd always, you know, when you wash your hair and it's all wet and then you throw up in a towel and you wrap it up. I just loved the feeling of like the towel being just pulled back and I just had the long hair. And there was just that point where it just felt right. And that was like the moment. Just admiring my mum and my sister, like when they got ready and they like put on their dresses and their heels and everything.
Hello.
I didn't understand, like, why can't I just put on a freaking pair of heels and a dress, do you know what I mean?
Charlie's parents have made the decision to remortgage their house to pay for her surgery.
Obviously, the main operation will be done on the NHS, but then Charlie obviously wants to look like a girl. So there's about £30,000 worth of...
This is without any little bolts on. There's a few little add-ons
surgery that
here,
needs to...
there.
People who say, oh, you know, are you never worried that you want to go back to being a boy? I wasn't a boy. I've never, inside my head, my brain, my heart, my soul, it's never been male.
In Charlie's words, we're just going to get a loan and Charlie's going to pay us back 30 grand. But no, seriously, we'll do what we can.
It's important.
It's important,
Charlie.
yeah.
And Charlie can't do it without us.
No. It's only money at the end of the day.
We'll put our next cruise on hold.
So, anybody for some chicken? Oh my God.
The group only have a few days left together.
Charlie. No, don't.
And Romario and Filomena still haven't spoken since the events of last night.
I do hope that she feels okay to come and talk to me properly and let me know what she thinks. Now that she's had time to think about everything, process the information, sleep it off. I hope you can understand why I didn't lead my life with that information, because it's so microscopic to me. But understanding a dynamic like this, it's like that dot now becomes magnified.
For me, I kind of just felt betrayed. Felt that I was misled into thinking one thing that wasn't entirely true.
I just wish it was me that had that time with you. And that's what made me really angry.
Yeah, but I want you to feel like I don't personally feel that Marcus had any bad intention at all. Like, he just said it in passing, and he was even surprised by my reaction. He was like, but why are you shocked? Like, again, it's this whole thing. I feel like everyone in the house is kind of looking at me and thinking, like why is she, overreacting? Like, why is she making such a big deal? And it's not like I'm making a big deal. It's just that, because I felt that we connected on one level for the reason that I thought you were, you know, so.
I appreciate you showing your emotions, like your anger, your sadness. Like, you went through quite a few emotions in that one little space.
Of course I did. I felt like at that moment, it was almost like I was made to be the enemy because of how I reacted. And that was like a natural reaction for me. I was shocked, I was confused, I felt a bit betrayed. Like, I don't feel like it's changed anything. I don't think it's changed our relationship or how I look at you. I still look at you like you're a man. Like, that's how I see you. I was staring at him, I was trying to see, I was like, I don't see any like feminine features. I was like where is it? Like, I don't see it. So yeah, like, we're good. There's no awkwardness or anything there.
Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to do the impossible. When do you ever really get over that trans hump, that little dot that you've always ignored and you always have to reference back to it? When do you ever get over that? When do I get to be Romario? When do I get to be a man?
Bye, guys.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Oh, hi.
Guys, we've never had a road trip. Is that great?
Tranny road trip.
Where?
A few miles away from the house is Brooke's old secondary school. She's returning to give a talk about what an all-boys school was like for her when she was called Bradley.
When I was at school, they were like, what are you? I have no clue what you are. You should be a boy, but you don't look like one.
So on your first day, what was everyone's impressions?
I just remember everyone staring at me.
Really?
No one really said a lot, but everyone stared at me. But I wasn't, you know, I wasn't trying to get people to call me she or anything, and I hadn't, like, found the name Brooke at that point. I was trying out, like, different names that didn't work, like, call myself Sarah for a while, like, Sarah and Danielle. I was like...
Oh, God.
My senior school is an all-boys school, hundreds of years old, really set in its ways. When I was there, I don't think it was much different, but it probably was in the 1800s.
Brooke began to physically transition at the age of 13. This is the first time she's been back since leaving 8 years ago.
Wow, hi. This is intense. There's a lot of people here. Yeah, I used to go to this school. I never thought I'd come through these gates again, like, ever. Like, even once I left it, I used to be terrified to just walk past here. I used to get, like, proper anxiety, like, oh my God, like, nightmare. When I used to go into school, there was 2 main corridors that ran the whole length of the building. These corridors were absolutely packed, and every single day, it didn't matter where I was going, down these corridors, they would part like the Red Sea, and everyone would go back flat against the wall. So it would give them option to either spit at me or throw things or like push you back and forth. I was like being thrown to the lions. I thought, if I can make it through this school, I can make it through anything in life. So yeah, it was pretty tough coming here.
When you say it was bad at school, what was bad about it?
I was bullied by all the boys, like non-stop, left, right and centre. Looking back on that, I don't get that angry because it's not excusable, but kids do bully. Being called faggot, tranny, gay boy, the whole lot.
I used to see it called like faggot, gay,
faggot, queer, fairy, like all these like stupid names.
I used to get bullied terribly at school for being gay.
Oh, lesbian, you're a lesbian, like that kind of thing.
People would want to like hold me down in the PE room and check on me like, what do you have between your legs and stuff like that.
I was headbutted once, so that's a thing.
Have you ever been taught in a lesson about someone who's transgender?
We've covered homosexuality, but not transgenderism in any at all.
Not in any form at all?
I remember when you came here, I didn't realise how hard it was for you until you're hearing now, and I'm feeling quite like upset about how you were treated when you came here. I thought the boys were quite accepting of it, and it clearly wasn't the case. and we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it or anything, and I think that's the major problem here. We haven't opened up that discussion and talked enough about it. And I think you coming in and doing things like this is really brilliant. So. Thank you.
While the trans girls are sure of their gender, others in the house don't identify as male or female.
I'm really confused about the whole non-binary situation. Like, I understand, obviously, if you go from a transition from he to a she and things like that, I get all that. I just can't seem to understand like why you'd say, oh, no, I'm not a man or I'm not a woman. Why?
People hear the words non-binary and at first like, well, that doesn't exist, that's not a thing. I feel like I've fucked that up. Even in the LGBT community, there's people who don't think that we are real, and there's people who think that we are attention seekers.
You can use that if you want.
I honestly have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I identify as non-binary, which basically means that I don't feel like I fit into the restricted boxes of man and woman, but that's the label I feel most comfortable with.
I'd probably say that I was gender fluid
I go between feeling male and female.
I'm a gender fluid, non-binary, freaky alien child. My gender is 70% female. And I like saying that just because I always feel more female inside. If someone were to say to me that I was confusing their 7-year-old boy back at home because he's seen me on TV being all gender fluid, then I say good. I say good because it's good to confuse people. It's good to get people questioning it.
If I could not be non-binary, I would be. But this is who I am, this is how I feel as a person. Why would I want to put myself through bullying and harassment and people ripping the shit out of me online? Brutal, people saying that I should get gassed, people telling me that I should kill myself, people calling me a paedophile, people saying that my identity is a cancer. Why would I do all of this to look cool?
Over the last few days, Howie and Campbell have spent much of their time together.
She has changed my perception. Like, I wouldn't say I'm bisexual, I wouldn't say I'm lesbian, I'd say I'm straight. Considering that I used to be male and hearing like a lesbian fancies me, like, it's weird, like, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird in my head as well.
Right, we'll now be participating in the brilliant game of Truth or Dare.
You're asking.
Charlie.
True.
Who are you attracted to in the house?
Oh, good one.
Honestly, Howie.
But if this happens, then can I just watch?
There is a damn gonna be happening.
It's me. I'll do a truth, maybe a day later.
Okay.
It's up to you.
So, how do you feel about completing your transition with sexual reassignment surgery?
I feel like every single moment in my whole entire life had been for that moment. In the operation, so imagine this is a penis. Like, they like cut like that down and they kind of like take that thing off and then they kind of like invert it inside of you. So the skin from the penis is inside the vagina so that when you have like sexual intercourse, like you can feel like feelings and stuff. And then the testicles are cut off completely and then they use like the head of the penis to like as the clitoris. Having the surgery, I feel like a complete woman.
Wow. It's fucking incredible, isn't it?
Some of the stories coming from some of the people in here, like what they've had to deal with, it's unbelievable what they've had to go through in their life. And I think I've had absolutely nothing to worry about growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, no.
Romario.
There.
Fuck! I dare you to give an honest opinion about someone without naming who it is.
Oh! Damn, that was good. Go on, let's do it.
I thought this person was a total craphead.
But we all know who he's fucking talking about, don't we?
That was shit.
Oh, yeah! Finally!
Truth or dare?
Dare, God. But it's got to be a good one.
Yeah. I dare you to snog Howie for 10 seconds.
It's nearly midnight, and Romario and Marcus still haven't spoken since their argument last night.
Mario, can we have a chat?
Yeah.
I feel like last night obviously ended shit. Like, it's not how I wanted the night to end. I'm sure it wasn't how you wanted the night to end. Obviously, I said something that wasn't the right thing to say. I'm so sorry for rushing it. Like, I'm one of these people, when I meet someone, I'm like, bash, tell me everything now, because then it's like, I'd rather know everything now and then get that so I don't get hurt later. Just in friendships, in relationships, in anything. That's probably not the right way, always, but it's always worked for me. So that's all I want to say on the events and whatnot, but feel free to say your piece.
The way you navigated that night wasn't right. What you did last night is called outing somebody.
Yeah.
It's very, very dangerous. You never, ever, ever out somebody.
What I don't understand is you're getting so irate and you're getting so, like, defensive about stuff, but it's true.
What I want to do right now,
no, hang on,
I don't want to talk about it. For me to be able to move forward.
So you're going to apologise for last night?
Absolutely not. Because I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
You're an absolute dick.
A week ago, 11 people entered the house as strangers. But since then, relationships have formed.
I love having my belly button pierced.
Yeah, you have a little hoop.
It looks so sexy.
I like little hoops.
No, I don't have. I just get like a belly bar with like a little gem on the end. I just had a flashback.
I can't remember.
I'm really embarrassed last night.
Why?
Like, I like I made fun of you.
With who?
With you.
Why? No, you didn't.
Do you know?
No, oh, 100% no. If anything, we all just opened up. And
Yeah.
every night we open up more and more to each other, and I love it.
I do find her attractive. I think she's really pretty. Before I had my operation, I feel like I would never want to even experiment that way because I feel really masculine. Like before I had a penis still, so it would be like straight, but like now it'd be like a lesbian thing. You sure?
Yes, babe.
Good? Okay, love you too.
Is this your cute outfit?
This is my cute outfit.
Are you gonna just wear, like, are you gonna wear a vest?
No.
Okay.
Today is Romario's birthday. Later, his family are visiting to celebrate.
So Romario's brother's fit.
Yeah, I think so.
So I have to put on makeup.
Yeah.
Apparently he's a stripper and 6 foot. That'll cheer me up today.
Marcus?
Yeah?
Can I come in?
Yeah.
Do you want to come upstairs? No? We're going to put up live banners and things for this morning, but I just wanted to check if you wanted to...
It's fine,
Right. No. Well, tell me if you need anything.
Thanks, babe.
Bye.
Today, it's been hard because obviously it is his birthday. I don't want to go upstairs and be two-faced for one, but I don't want to be downstairs by myself thinking, well, I'm punishing myself by segregating myself away from everyone.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry,
You won't be seeing that after the cake.
Today is the first birthday Romario will have celebrated with his mum since coming out as trans 10 years ago.
I've never actually ever sat down with my mom and spoke about how she felt about me. Me as a person, me with the trans history, me and my relationships. I don't feel like I know her authentic, true thoughts about what she feels when it comes to me.
Everybody ready to meet my mom and
Hi!
brother?
We're gonna bromance.
Mommy, this is my other bro.
How are you?
Your name again, sorry?
Filomena.
Lovely to meet you.
I just want to hug everyone again.
You can hug me again.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, tour. House tour.
It's so cute.
So how's my son been? Tell
He
me.
was so quiet when he came in.
Quiet?
Quiet.
Yeah.
Day by day by day, just kept coming out of his shell.
Got louder and louder.
Yep, and we've totally loved it.
That's his mummy's son.
Yeah, good. It's good.
Absolutely.
Okay, boys, let's have a lads meeting.
A lads meeting. Have you had your eye on anyone?
What?
Have you had your eye on anyone? What do you mean?
Who prompted you?
We just talk, you know? You know me.
Romario's brother, Akon, is 4 years younger than his sibling.
When I heard that he was transforming and taking the correct procedures to transform into a male, I was literally completely oblivious to it all. I would be like, what's happening? What's going on?
It's been good. It's been good experiences in the house.
Yeah. What experiences have been happening in the house? There's definitely something to tell because I can see it in his face. What? For a long time, he had a girlfriend, right? And so when he was transitioning, he's always had the girlfriend. And she totally understood that. But now he's back in the dating world and having fun. I was like, give you some tips, you know, sort of thing. Then he tries to give me some tips back, but I got better tips. Like, I'm missing something here. Like,
But I'm just saying, I'm getting to know someone.
one brother, two brother, three brother. There's no one else here, man, you know?
Well, I'm getting to know someone.
Okay.
Unfortunately, someone went to the girl. He was just like, oh, Romario is, you know, trans, whatever.
Yeah.
And it just pissed me off.
Fair enough, yeah.
It may affect it permanently, may not affect it, but from what I'm getting now, she's open, which is more than I can ever ask for.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him because of how he's owned his identity, you know? He's just owned it. I love that about him, you know? So it's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your name?
Sherry.
Sherry.
Yes.
Oh, nice to meet
What's
you.
yours?
Marcus.
Hello, Marcus.
Cheers. Happy birthday,
Cheers to Romario. Happy birthday. Cheers.
Sherry was just 21 when she had Romario in Kingston, Jamaica.
What was happening for you when you first?
Okay, I was in Jamaica. I met Romario's dad at my technical college. We fell in love. Then Romario came along. However, my beautiful boy you see here today, he was born a girl. It was this beautiful little object that I created, little baby, in my arms. Laughter, smiles, and cheers. Dressed her up nicely, little clips in her hair as we do her, little fancy shoes with little laces. My first little bundle of joy. Jamaica is hard. It is hard. And if you want to make ends meet, you really do have to work. So the opportunity came for me to come back to England. And I can clearly remember when I went to the airport in Montego Bay and I had to leave them behind. Even though she was only 5, I remember her holding on to me and go, don't go. Coming over to England and leaving them behind was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
To this day, that image is very fresh, as if it's happened yesterday. And for me, I always question, like, why did she leave? So that absence of that mother figure, I felt that almost instantaneously. At that point, all I cared about is, like, why can't my mom just be my mom? For me, it kind of felt maybe the end of childhood.
But as I say, you have to fight or flight. If I'd stayed in Jamaica with, my children, I don't know if I would survive myself.
14 years after being left in Jamaica, Romario came to live with Sherry in the UK. At the time, he was still living as a woman.
It came to a point where, Rallo, I don't know, you must have found the strength, or you must have thinking enough was enough of me identifying you as a girl. And he just blurted out. He goes, well, let me tell you, I'm in the wrong body. You don't know me. You don't know what I'm going through. And I'm like, you know what? I can't take this. So what did I do? We put some of his stuff in black bin liners and we put them at the front door. And it was like, okay, if you're going to be so boisterous, out through the door you go. So again, why have I gone undone? It's like a second time round. I've kind of like walked away. Sorry, Rallo, like walked away and kind of disowned.
The pain of rejection, the pain of not feeling loved, the pain of not feeling heard. And it bothered me because Anytime anything bad would happen in my life, I would revert back to that time in life where I was kicked out. Because then I just feel invalidated. I just feel like useless. Oh, if your own parents don't want you, then, you know, of course, you're just crap. You're just not useful to society at all. So it was really tough. And I think I felt very suicidal and came quite close to it as well, really close.
It hurts me still today. I mean, I've never said this to Rallo, but it's like, I still feel guilty.
No, let go of that.
There was a lot of bitterness, a lot of anger, a lot of tears. I was ashamed of myself. I was angry with myself. Who gives me the right to say, society has pinned you as a girl, you will remain a girl?
I just want to say, like, I didn't know your story. You know, thank you for being open and honest about it. And now I can honestly, hand on heart, say that I have forgiven you for everything. Like, I know it was hard. And I do absolutely love you and appreciate it. I think what I respect about her a lot, which has allowed us to move forward, is she accepted that, yes, the way she treated me wasn't right. She apologized, and she listened. And that's all I needed.
If we could have a boring.
Ciao, see you later.
As Romario's family leave, conversations return to the ongoing tension in the house between Marcus and Romario.
Yeah, of course you can.
I got out of control yesterday.
You weren't. You were just doing
like
your
I needed to
protective
say-
friend thing. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, there's no, like, honestly, no issue. It's what I would do as well. I respect that.
Marcus asks to speak to Romario in private.
I don't want this to end on a bad note. Like, I am sorry. I never meant to out you. I never meant to upset you.
You have to understand, it's not just about me, Marcus. It's about every other person like me.
I didn't realise that it was going to cause as much as it did. I didn't realise that you two had a connection. I just was talking to her after a night out, and I said something that
I accept that. No, I accept that. I accept that. That was genuine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Thank you for that.
It's the housemates' final day together.
Oh my God, I'm so drunk.
Is that where all the alcohol went then?
Yeah.
That's where all the booze went.
Soon, they will be returning to their everyday lives.
Where do we start? I'm so drunk. I actually feel like really emotional about like having to leave here.
Yeah. That's
No,
a real
honestly, like I
world.
really do. It's scary. Like when you're in like a little bubble here,
Yeah.
it's fine. And I feel like everyone in here like respects each other's. Though not everyone might not have the same opinion, everyone respects each other's identity.
Yeah.
There's still people out there that don't have like such positive opinions, and it really upsets me.
The group prepare to celebrate their last night.
How's dating been for you? Because you're really young.
I'm not ready to put my emotions into someone else, so I don't date. Like, I haven't had sex since like nearly 2 years.
Wow.
So I'm just too uncomfortable with like my body in general.
Yeah.
And I feel like if guys like touch that area for me, like I feel like that would just make me feel more masculine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like even self-pleasure, like it's so uncomfortable for me. Like if I ever do it, it will be like in the dark, I won't look. And then like, yeah, like I won't look at it and it's just like, oh no, don't.
Tom! Tom! This is so heavy.
No, I feel like everyone should sit where they sat the first night.
Guys, just want to say thank you, all of you, for the most amazing week of all of our lives, I think, personally. Yeah, absolutely. And I am so excited for tonight. Yeah. I think shit's gonna get real.
Pour one bucket.
We made it! Cheers, guys. Cheers, everybody.
Love yourself.
I'm going to start this time. This is what I wanted to say. I'm so excited to go out and just tell my friends how much I've learned. Like, it doesn't matter what a person wants to call themselves. Life is too short. If someone has got a penis and they want to be a woman, then if it don't make a difference to you, then who gives a shit?
Like I used to be so obsessed with like my label, like hi, I'm Saffron, I'm non-binary, and you know, like you said, Tom, like why the fuck does it matter what you identify as? If you're a nice person, you're a nice person. So then I hope that one day there's a world where we don't need those labels, we can just be ourselves and just get on with our own lives and not have anyone like give a shit for it. Yeah. Use them as we see fit, be proud of who we are, but not need them. Yeah. Because you know, sometimes labels can be divisive.
I think for me, what I gained the most after this experience is just getting a new perspective. We're all women, we're all different variations and different versions of what it means to be a woman. Like, we don't all have to be the same.
I now have the confidence in myself to know that I'm a trans woman. It doesn't matter if I look a little bit more masculine or anything. No one can take my femininity away from me because I know that in myself.
So my first impression when I walked into here was that I walked into Queerville.
Yeah.
So it became almost like this social experiment for me to see, could I actually just be Romario? Can't tell you how many times I've begged, dreamed, and cried to just have friends like you guys, and I feel like I've had them now.
The first night I remember I said like, oh, like I am somewhat like ashamed to call myself trans sometimes. Now I feel like I'm just so proud to call myself like a transgender woman.
You should do.
I really think like I changed my sexuality after this as well. Honestly, like, but like before, now, like I feel like it's just more about the person, not the gender. Yeah.
So, you know, first night we were always kind of like, you know, I'm this, I'm a lesbian, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, like that. It's like, hey, fuck off. Like now, it's like,
like you're just the person.
We've eliminated gender from this house. We've eliminated it. Like there's we are just we are people. Imagine if we could do that, you know, outside of this world.
The main thing for me is just recognition and respect. I'm not asking for everything, it's just asking to be seen, and that's it.
In the future, hopefully it'll just be like normal. To be queer and to be gender fluid or to be trans will just be completely normal, is the dream.
I feel like I've got family now. It was the first time in my entire life that I feel like my gender situation was normal. I've never felt normal. I understand why now people love to feel normal because it does feel great. It feels great to be part of a group.